Network proud to present ODAC semifinal lacrosse here from Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg. I'm Kyle Haney. We've got Sam Graham. We've got Tim LaDuca. We've got Star Power, and we've got a great game as well. The Roanoke Maroons come in to take on Lynchburg. These two teams met a little over 3 weeks ago. It was a close ball game. Tim, what do you expect from this one? A little bit more on the line here in the ODAC semifinal.
Yeah, the Hornets looking to go for the first three-peat in ODAC history since Roanoke did it back in the late 80s. So Lynchburg's going to be going up against the Maroons here, and the Maroons are going to look to keep that high pace up, one of the top goal-scoring teams in the conference, and a big reason for that is Whitlow and Cameraman. Let's see those two flying up the field everywhere. Of course, one of the guys trying to stop them is going to be Chris D'Arminio, who had one of his best nights as a Hornet last time they played Roanoke with 4 caused turnovers, 6 ground balls. And the Cameraman brothers, we got a little history here with those Cameraman brothers playing in Roanoke. Their father played for Roanoke, and head coach for the Maroons, Pilot, he actually recruited their father back in '89.
Well, Coach Pilot's been around for a long time. Coach Kadelka's been around for a long time. We could talk about the coaching matchup some, Sam, but I think both guys would prefer the spotlight to be on their players, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you know, Kyle, I think they would both certainly say that, even though the two of them have combined for 58 years of experience, both over 300 wins. Going to be right around 700 combined going into tonight's contest. But yeah, Tim, you bring up a lot of interesting stuff. Obviously, this is a super prolific offense in Roanoke. We didn't see their best day when they came to Lynchburg last time, but they still put up 11 goals. Another big part of that, not very mistake prone. One of the better teams at taking care of the ball, limiting those turnovers. And on the other side, the best team in the ODAC in causing turnovers. So yeah, Whitlow and Cameraman, both a pair of studs. And on the other side for Lynchburg, I mean, you look at that last win against Hampton-Sydney, 14-2. 11 of those goals scored by freshmen. Top two of the best offensive pieces for Lynchburg and veterans in Riley Mitchell and Jake Rust combined to go 0 for 11 with just 1 assist. So although that sounds bad, I think it's actually an encouraging sign for Coach Kadelka. Just think, you score 14 goals without those two. Welcome them back into the fold. Maybe some more minutes for Dylan Wolf. Could be looking at a really, really impressive offensive showing.
Well, we're excited to see how it unfolds here from Schellenberger Field. We'll have the face-off in just a moment between Roanoke and Lynchburg. Old Dominion Athletic Conference Tournament semifinal coming up next on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Actually giving up a little bit of their depth might give us a chance to see some of these younger guys like a Cole Murphy. We don't get to see a ton. 3 goes up quickly from Alex Fitch. Lynchburg able to corral the offensive rebound. That's Pearson Young. Reset with Miles Taylor, who stumbles a bit on the take. Lynchburg resets again. Kevon James, top of the key, down low. Hargrove looking to drive. That's a good job defensively there from Abel Rivera, keeping him out of the restricted area, though he does ultimately give up the foul, send Hargrove to the line where he's struggled a bit this season.
Yeah, maybe we're seeing something early from the Hornets trying to get the ball inside and really play into those offensive rebounds. If you're taking 3-pointers, obviously it did end up with a long rebound there, but if you can get numbers in the paint and just trying to force Ferrum to play defense and maybe even foul you on a drive right there, definitely going to be a positive sign for the Hornets.
64.5% on the season for Hargrove, who's seen his role increase a bit second half of the season. Goes 2 for 2 there, though. A couple big free throws early, and Lynchburg out to early lead. Plenty of energy on the Lynchburg side of things. They're going to need it to combat particularly the main 2 Ferrum studs in Washington and Hicks. Hicks with the ball now. Little runner rolls all around the rim and out. Once again, Lynchburg wants to run. Andrew, this is looking like the Mary Washington game so far.
Yes, it is, but in the first half, they played really well in that game. And one more thing I wanted to point out was the bench points from these last meeting between these two teams. Miles Taylor, a good shot there, getting him off to a hot start. But last time these two teams met, 47 bench points for the Hornets, only 5 for the Panthers. So Lynchburg giving up a little bit of depth tonight. Obviously, a couple players not on the roster for them, but definitely going to be something to look at going forward if you're a Ferrum fan.
Corner 3 off from Oden. May have drawn iron, not sure. Nonetheless, Fitch 3, dead on, dead eye. Alex Fitch continues his hot streak. First triple of the game, and Lynchburg out to an early 7-0 lead.
It's what we mentioned earlier. Getting out to a hot start is something that's very important for the Hornets, and the Panthers are going to figure out a way to stop this run.
It's going to be extra important to get out to a hot start, because not only are those two main guys we've highlighted for Ferrum as Pearson Young takes his shot at a three, not only are they elite in terms of production, but also leaders and guys that have been around. Hicks, a senior, Washington, a junior. You're not going to rattle them with a 7-0 run in the first 2.5 minutes. You got to keep up this energy as long as possible. Young takes a little bump. Now a shot goes up from Oden once again. He leaves it a little short. Tough start for Oden. And Taylor trying to thread the needle to Hargrove, who ultimately turns it over. Ferrum will look to slow it down a bit. Here's Hicks. Everything will run through him on offense. Another take to the bucket. Those are all shots in his wheelhouse. Can score from virtually anywhere on the floor. 0 of 2 start today as Lynchburg turns it over in the same spot.
Yeah, not something you want to see. Obviously, getting out in transition is a positive thing for the Hornets, but if they're going to do it a little bit uncontrollably there, 2 turnovers in a row, it's definitely going to play in the favor of Ferrum, since they do like to play in the half court, and they're a little bit better than Lynchburg is in that area.
About that quick release from Washington, but the cold start for Ferrum continues. James looking to add to the Lynchburg lead, can't connect. There's another 3 going up for the Hornets, so early on, all about the three-point shot for Lynchburg, and all about a cold start. 0 for 6 out of the gates for Ferrum. James guarding Hicks close, passes out, open shot, Washington, and Ferrum on the board. Picture perfect offensive possession. Takes the lid off the bucket for the Panthers.
Yeah, Washington, as you said, an 18 points per game score. So one of those 2 guys for Ferrum that they're going to look to tonight, but maybe someone else can step up. Maybe Abel Rivera is going to find a way to score for this team. He might have a little bit of an advantage in the paint for the Panthers.
Understand Abel Rivera went to the rival high school of you, Andrew. A little bit of a connection there.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that, obviously we're on opposite sides today. You want him to play well, but at the same time, I hope it's not the same results that I always saw in high school.
Goes Ferrum after forcing the defensive stop. They go to Washington again, in close. Good grief, how much of an athlete is Calvin Washington? I know that shot doesn't drop, but the acrobatics in midair gives his best attempt at it. He's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws. One more quarter here on LHSN. A 2-goal lead for Washington and Lee is the margin. They were the team making the comeback across the second half in the regular season matchup. Can Lynchburg do it on the other side today in the title game? The Generals, it was 2 regular season losses in the conference slate. They've already avenged one of them. Postseason semifinal win over Hampton-Sydney. 12-point victory. Can they do it again to Lynchburg on their home field? Looking to go 2-0 on the road in this conference tournament. Their 8 wins away from home this season are the most since 2018. While we're on a roll, WNL just 1 win away from tying the program record for wins in a season. That would be 16. Now they would move into a 6-way tie, with most of those instances coming while Coach McCabe has been at the helm. He has done for Washington and Lee very similar to what Coach Cadelk has done here at Lynchburg. Right now it's the Hornets looking for the goal. Thought that Schmidt had one. We're going to see he does. A little bit of discussion, everybody holding their breath. Finn Schmidt, welcome back to Schellenberger Field. And Lynchburg now trails by just 1. No appearance for Schmidt. Last time out against Roanoke. This time he comes off and rips one in. Looks like with the left hand. And Lynchburg trails it 9-8, putting themselves firmly back in this game. Important to note, they once trailed by 4. Numerous occasions this year, Lynchburg has seen leads slip away. Against Roanoke, they were the comeback warriors, trying to do it again today. Now, Roanoke game, the Maroons led after the first, second, and third quarters before a Lynchburg fourth quarter run led them to the 2-goal victory. Rust has it now. Important to note, this is the healthiest that the Lynchburg offense has been since early in the season, only missing Carter Bez. Schmidt might have been looking for goal number 2 there, but he's going to be denied. More good defense there from Jed Heald. Now Rust, the shot. That one ricochets way up into the Virginia sky and out of bounds, stays with Lynchburg. Take a look at it again, bouncing there off the post and way on up into the sky. Luckily did not bounce up and hit a fan. Mentioned last broadcast, Josiah Martin, assistant coach for Lynchburg in his first year in the coaching realm of the program. He said those balls, they'll bounce. Russ lines up another one, bounces it in, and we are tied for the first time since the second quarter. Lynchburg is right back in it, and that sends the sideline into a frenzy. Mitchell looking to go down the center of the field, now down the right side. Gives off to Schmidt, pass inside. We're going to have to call up Sports Center for that one. Behind the back goal for Spencer Vandenberg, and a high step to follow it up. Woo! Going to need to see the replay on that one. Spencer Vandenberg with a little bit of finesse on the equalizer at 10. This was picture perfect all the way. It passes on the money, and the little flick off the right shoulder for Spencer Vandenberg. 9 that they forced in the second half. Good look for Taylor. Corner 3, can't hit. How about another rebound for Young, and Taylor cutting to the basket. That has been the narrative for today. Throw it to. Now she finds Satterfield, who works up to Daniel. Taking up a lot of time here is Lynchburg. Is now Morris going to try to run past Turner. She does. Shot. Score! Lynchburg trails by just 1 with 31 seconds to play. Have yourself a day, Neely Morris. Top there. Russ swings over to Mitchell. Mitchell with some speed. Rips one. Got it! Yes, sir, Riley Mitchell. He is the second Hornet with a hat trick today. And back-to-back goals have the Lynchburg sideline buzzing. And another Lynchburg forced turnover, moving in transition, feeds it to James. There's a good 3 in rhythm. Give it to him. Kevon James has the Hornets' first 3 of the season. Joined here by senior men's lacrosse player Riley Mitchell here for a rare pregame interview, but got a big one coming up here, and to make matters even bigger, it's senior day. Festivities gonna get underway here in just a little bit, but Riley, just kind of walk me through, your journey here at Lynchburg and what you're most excited for when you round everything out here today against Hampton-Sydney.
Yeah, it's been a pretty incredible journey. Sent home midway through my freshman year. Pretty weird situation, honestly. But it makes me really appreciate the time that I've been able to spend here and games that I get to play in. Senior day, the energy's up. Boys are ready. We're just ready to get after it.
Plenty to play for today, a lot to play for even going past today. So just one thing you're really looking forward to in the remainder of this season. Obviously, this has got a lot of implications here today.
Yeah, the opportunity to play ODACs on our own field, Shelley Beach, can't really beat it. Best environment in college lacrosse. Looking for 3 years in a row, ODAC champions. We're going to make it happen. What better way to do that than on our own field?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Be the first time since 2015. Looking forward to a great one here between Lynchburg and Hampton-Sydney. Joined here post-game with senior forward Alex Fitch, coming off a career-high 23, first double-double of the season. First things first, Alex, seems like you always have your best games in some of the biggest moments, so just kind of talk me through your preparation, or if you just lock into a different mindset.
I mean, my preparation's the same every game. I just try to go out there and just do what I know how to do and play within myself, and sometimes it works out a lot better than other nights, so nothing different.
So that's 2 wins out of your last 3 now at home, trying to play your way back into the ODAC tournament, just a half game out now. So kind of talk me through the team mindset these last couple of weeks.
I mean, our team mindset has just been urgency. You know, we're trying to get our defense a lot better and keep the ball rolling on offense, so urgency's been our key.
Well, your 3-point shot was falling tonight. It was falling really for everybody on the team, but just kind of walk me through the game plan and, you know, just why everything clicked tonight.
I mean, I think it just clicked because we knew it was a big game. We knew it was a must-win, and, I mean, everybody made plays down the stretch. I can't really think of anybody that didn't play well, so when everybody plays well, typically, you know, the outcome is in our favor.
I'm going to throw one here at you right at the end. Any teammates you want to shout out?
I'll shout out Trey Pittman. You know, he came in, did his thing. Miles Taylor, KJ stepped up huge for us. Everybody played well. I can't name everybody, but I would if I could.
All right, well, that's all we got here for Alex. A big win here on the home court, 88-78. Lynchburg takes down a massive 12-10 victory in the ODAC men's lacrosse semifinal. He, of course, had a big old hat trick to help lead the way in the scoring department. First things first, though, Dylan, you've had a lot of close games throughout the season. Obviously, Christopher Newport, the Salisbury game, you go on the road, a big one with Washington and Lee. You pull this one out. You come through in the fourth quarter. You trailed for a lot of the game, but just talk me through keeping your composure and, you know, keeping those emotions in check to ultimately come out on top.
You know, like you said, we've had these close games all year. And this team's a young team on age, but, you know, with experience, I feel like we're an old team, you know. We have a lot of guys who have done a lot of things. We have a lot of great players, a lot of young guys, and this experience just from playing the top teams in the nation and having those tough losses. Like, we know what it takes to get that one more goal to put us up and break that tie, because I know we had trouble breaking the tie, like you said, losing most of the game. But that's what good teams do, and that's what great teams have to do to win these games, and we did it today.
Well, and it's no secret, you on a personal note, obviously dealing with that injury that kept you out for the better part of a month. And, you know, we spoke a little bit after Hampton-Sydney. I know that goal that you scored, you know, last weekend was, you know, really special one for you. But today you come out, you followed up with an even better encore. 3 goals here, the hat trick, the big win. Walk me through the emotions you're feeling just on a personal level.
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice to get back out here with the guys. Like I said, I've been sidelined for a month or so, but it's just a different experience out here when you're playing on the field, especially playing at attack. I haven't played that since like freshman year, so you know, I love it. It's for me to get back out here, especially my senior year, you know, and get this big win in the playoff game. You know, there's nothing like it. It's one goal for a senior, 1 goal at Hampton-Sydney, but it's another thing to get 3 out here and win the game and play in championship on Saturday. That's what we want.
Well, absolutely. Well, you know, you're going to host that ODAC championship, first time in your career, first time since 2015. That absolutely warrants some big celebrations. And, you know, I know you like to bring the energy. You've got a ton of it. And you had some really fun celebrations today, particularly the Mario celebration right from this general vicinity, too, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So, you know, what kind of led you to that being your go-to celebration of choice?
Yeah, it's been a statement for me all year. Last year, Coach Bradney, our face-off coach, I had class with him last year, and you know, after Luke Mega on soccer, he won the ODACs on a PK and ripped that, and then Coach Bradney did it in class. And you know, we've been doing it all year. Coach Bradney does a pregame, and he told me in Jacksonville, he was like, when you score, you got to do this. So it's been our thing.
Well, you got to love that. Athletes supporting athletes. Just one more for you, Dylan. Just kind of our staple question here. This was a big team victory. Obviously, Tyler Adley did a great job in goal among a lot of other people. But just anybody that you want to shout out, you know, whether it be one person, one unit, might be the whole team.
Yeah, of course. Shout out the whole team. Shout out the defense, but specifically, you know, shout out Tyler Hadley. He's been having a great season, and shout out Logan Lehman. You know, after I had that big goal, he was screaming in the box without his helmet, and that guy is he's a ringer on the sideline. He's a ringer in practice and a great leader on this team. So I want to give him a shout out too.
Well, awesome. Well, Dylan, one final congratulations. Can't wait to have this final game right back here on Schellenberger Field, where I'm sure everybody watching this believes it belongs. We certainly do too here at LHSN. Lynchburg coming hot off a big 12-10 victory over Roanoke in the semifinals.